living my best life.
Guys, I'm about to rip one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it in.
Come on, man.
Don't do that shit right now.
So you say.
What up, what up? This is Rico from Reflection Comics, and this is Reflection Comics presents Popping Through Culture, and I got my co-hosts, my sidekicks in crime. We got Chris, Mr. Make It Nerdy. What up, Chris?
What's
How
up,
we
guys?
doing? How
How
we
we doing?
doing?
Good to be here.
And then we got Marvin McDonald. He's an astronaut. He's a professional hopscotcher and amateur dodgeball champion. Also, he came out with an awesome comic, The Swervers, hardcore, and all around just the greatest person I've ever met in my life. And I can go on and on and on and on. But he's not important today. We have Mike Seale, the creator of Eclipse, also Continium
Comics.
And today we're going to talk to him about his comic book and some Star Wars. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Feel good tonight.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How you doing?
Me,
You good?
Me, I'm doing great. I'm gravy. I'm ready to have dinner tonight. So,
That's why you're gravy.
yeah, gravy.
These are toppings.
Marvin?
Are you gravy?
Gravy. I'm steak or potatoes.
I'm
potatoes
butters.
with steak.
Butters.
I'm butters. Straight butters.
Straight butters.
All right. Well, you guys want to jump into it? You guys want to tell us about your day?
Yeah,
What was
well-
the last comic you read? I can go on and on. I'm talking so fast. Maybe I should be quiet right now.
Yeah,
right?
Rico, man, we gotta take care of business. Listen, guys, this is episode 6. So, listen,
6.
if you're enjoying what you're seeing, you're enjoying the information we're throwing at you, this banter, I guess you want to call it, we're throwing out there. Make sure you subscribe, guys, because you subscribe, you're telling us that you're enjoying what we're doing here, and that way we keep making more videos for you guys. All right, so make sure you hit subscribe, like, and we'll keep banging them out for you guys. Until then, let's roll the intro. Let's roll that intro. That sweet, sweet intro we got going on. All right, guys, we're back, Rico. Come on, let's roll into this. We have an exciting episode. I think we're going to be talking Mike's comic. We're going to be talking about Star Wars. I think someone brought a lightsaber. I saw something going on. We're going to be snacking away. What we got?
Use the Force.
Reaching for some
Use
lightsaber.
the Force.
Use the Force. Use the Force, Luke. Here we go.
Oh
my God! I'm gonna
The
break
Force
it.
is not very strong with
The
him.
Force.
Ooh.
So we got.
Chris, is that your stomach growling?
I think Marvin. I think that was you from all those grapes the other day.
Yes,
But
some grapes.
anyway. So all right, let's dive into this, Rico. What Mike?
Yeah.
Talk to us. Talk to us
Who are
about
you?
your.
So-
Tell
who are
us
you?
who
I'm an
Mike
artist.
Seale
What you eat
is,
today?
sir.
What did I eat? I better eat later. I'm an artist. Been an artist. Enjoy art. It's an extension of me. It comes out in different ways, but today it comes out in comics. You can see up there I do multiple stories. With Continium, we publish up-and-coming creators from all over different diversities, but we see talent and then we do like anthology stories that gives a little sample of what's coming, where you see creators that are writers, that are talents that's coming, and write just overall. And it also allows me to showcase what I'm doing. And one of my characters is Eclipse, who is a Hawaiian hero. And obviously you hear the word eclipse, and yes, the moon phases do affect his strengths and weaknesses. And we're gonna delve deeper into like some of the culture of the Hawaiian people.
All right. That's a lot. That was a lot. You're very descriptive about your comic book. How old is that comic book? Because I know it had to be an idea before it actually became a comic.
The fact that you asked that question, so I've had this character in my head. I won't say how old I am, but I've had it in my head since I was 15, and I'm not 16. So I've had this character that actually has been in pad and paper, and he looks very similar to his original look. There's some tweaks that has happened with him, some story ideas that came, because I feel like as you get older, your mind doesn't go the same way when you're creating a superhero.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, you create a superhero and you kind of stick to who's your favorite hero. So my hero is kind of like this hero. But as you develop and actually go through life, you kind of like embody your own person or somebody you've met to create that character, and that's who he's developed
Like,
into.
When it comes down to creating a superhero, do you just kind of go through a simile line and like, all right, I don't want my character to have that, so you wipe out all the Supermans, so he can't fly, he doesn't have a cape, he doesn't have super strength, and you go, I don't want that guy, so he doesn't stick to walls, he doesn't have telepathy or super strength, or you click him, or you know what I'm saying?
I
Like, how do
think
you-
some of my characters have come in different ways. I've had some where I had a dream about
Okay.
the actual characters, got up, woke up, and actually sketched out the characters. I didn't even know what they were going to be about, but it kind of started coming to play. Then I've had characters that I used to play a version of like D&D, but it was for superheroes. It wasn't like the mages and all that kind of stuff. It was a superhero based one, and then you kind of got characters that you say, I like these powers, I like this idea, and so some of those characters came out that way, and some of them just you're just drawing as a kid. I feel like your creative juices are just flowing differently because you don't have the distractions of life yet. So a lot of my characters are close to 30 years old.
Cool.
So it's just reaching deep into, is like, who is this character? Who is he today? Who is he now? Because back then it'd been something totally different, but now you go, this is how it touches me different. This is what I come up with the character now.
Yeah, you were talking about D&D for a second there. My wife and I were just talking about, like, we're thinking about different places that are like comic book stores or game shops that are around the area, and there's one down in Fort Myers, and I was saying I feel like D&D or role-playing games is like the pinnacle of like nerdism. Like,
Yeah.
like you're doing
Nerd alert.
Yeah, like you doing D&D, like you're like, that's it. You reach the pinnacle. There is no further.
Yeah.
going.
Because that's when people go, and look at you really strange.
Yeah.
Or they go, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
There's
Like
nothing in the middle.
they found their person.
They found the people.
You are my people.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, and then it's because they're showing pictures from the Google reviews and stuff like that. I'm like, yep, every single person is exactly what you would imagine of the
Pretty nerdy.
Yeah, nerdy people. Unless it's like Chris Cavell, Henry Cavill, or
Jerry Cavill. He's a nerd too. It's just he got more muscles than us.
Yeah,
That's all.
Oh, like Jason, last
Super
week.
nerd.
Yeah, like he's super nerd. But yeah, that's awesome as far as like, and then the character development, like it's it's just like your own person. You develop as you get older, so it's only natural for your character to develop as you mature. So yeah.
Marvin, you ever play Dungeons and Dragons at the main street to Fort Myers?
I have a dungeon,
Yeah.
but there are no dragons.
This is when that line comes in. It's like, we've had to
So
edit
you
this.
need the grades right in front of me. And you're gonna pass them down here.
You continue. I'm listening.
I just want to let you guys know, Chris.
Oh yeah, it's so
It's very
good.
mean to me. Put this out there on the airwaves just to let you know. So, in the immortal words of tag team, whoop, there it is. It's okay.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
You
So
might,
now
that
you're
might
gonna-
date you though.
I was gonna eat an apple like an asshole. I hope like a big chunk, like just that green, just right
That
on your
green.
tooth.
I feel like we're gonna be all hangry, except for one person.
Except for one person.
One person's like, I don't know about y'all.
Who is
I'm
it?
fine.
I mean,
Who
green.
have-
Well, they might not be
good.
green.
I'm full of fiber for the whole day.
How come they gotta be green apples and green grapes?
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's fine. I got more.
Did you pack a lunch or something?
This dude, what you doing with the
What
Publix?
would you bring?
That's fine, go
Oh,
ahead.
he run all crunchy foods.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, is that
I
good
knew-
for
No,
TV?
no.
Back to you, Mike, in the studio. You know? So, Mike, tell us a little bit more about, since you say Eclipse is your main character, tell us a little bit more about, give us something about the Continuum.
So,
Since you say
so the
something
Continuum, I've introduced some of my other characters that actually showed up in the first issue of Eclipse. That we did a story arc of 8 pages that actually branches off after, not spoiler, but spoiler alert, they get their butt kicked in Eclipse, and so it picks up where they got their butts kicked in that storyline. We also have some stories that we test out. That me and my business partner Rob Anderson. We test out some story ideas that we have. So we'll do a 6-page or 8-page story, and even other people have come to us and says, "Hey, I got a 6 or 8-page idea," and if they can get their art and stuff together and it's decent quality, we want to put it out there and get it out.
So this Rob Anderson person,
we see you.
we see you.
What's up, bro?
What up, Rob? Oh, Rob?
Where you
Rob,
at,
Rob?
Rob?
What up, Rob?
Where you at, man?
You like the rate?
You
That was
know
kind
what
of
I'm
black.
saying?
Oh, you mean Rob?
Yeah, right? Rob from over there. You got any questions, Rob? I know you like to write.
You know you like to write. We know you are written since
You might not even watch it.
we heard.
No.
Doesn't matter.
He's not even on.
No.
We watch the
You
show.
can't
No,
even get in.
we're talking about you, Rob.
Who else we got
Talking
on
about
there?
you.
Who we got?
Sir, we have a.
Shout out to anybody.
Who's
Want
it?
to watch
No.
us?
Hmm?
Nobody?
Who you on?
There's a few people on there.
It's a couple.
Hello, Dynamite Games and the
Yeah, Dynamite.
Weary
Yeah.
Souls. Yeah, all you we are all weary
We're all
souls.
weary
So we in your camp.
All right, guys. So let's dive into Star Wars. I know a lot of us have a fan favorite of Star Wars. Right?
Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson.
All day.
So
Ugh.
he's gonna light up my. Oh yeah.
Oh. This will be edited later. What's cracking?
What's crack-a-lackin' over here?
You don't have to turn it off.
Sorry,
I'll turn it off
One
now.
thing.
We'll take those sound effects out.
Yeah. We're
Fix it.
No, yeah. I mean, you bring up a good point with lighting the lightsaber. When I got this first lightsaber at MegaCon in Orlando, Florida.
So you were a Padawan at that time?
Yeah, as a Padawan.
A young
So,
Padawan.
the young Padawan. But
No,
Silver
just a
Fox.
Padawan. You weren't young. Go ahead. You gonna eat that?
you want this one?
Finish your story.
So I was in Tampa and MegaCon, and I'm going up and down the aisles of all these lightsabers and everything. I'm like, do I really want to drop money for a lightsaber? And I was like, I've always been the person to like get something that has to be drawn to me. I'm like, okay, I'm drawn to that item. I'm like, I'll go up and down aisles all day long until something like really calls to me. And when I saw this lightsaber, I was like, oh, it looks pretty cool. It's different, and it had a white blade. And then I had to dive into like what are the different colored blades. Like each blade has a different meaning behind it.
A white blade.
Why gotta be a white blade?
Because it's the you know what the meaning behind the white blade is?
Are you gonna tell me?
Awkward.
The whitest guy here.
Ahsoka has a white blade.
Yeah. So
Two would be.
Two.
she has 2 white blades actually. Yeah. Extra what's the word? Anyway, we're gonna skip that.
It's been purified.
So yes, so it's been her kyber crystal has been purified, but actually it's if you have a white blade, it's like for you're a wanderer, you have no allegiance. You're neither Sith or Jedi, so you're like a wanderer. And then just the look of it and everything just really drew me to it. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go get that one. And then I was like, I gotta do the opposite side because it's like the wanderer. You never know. You catch him on the wrong day, he may lean to the dark side. So I was like, let me get the opposite of it, and I was like, let me get the black blade, the black handle with the red blade. So now I have both. But then I effed up and I didn't get the right sound effect one. I got no sound effect on this. So it's basically
Still, the lights are nice.
the lights
is
are pretty
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
So that one's a nice flashlight.
Pop quiz. Where did Ahsoka get her new double lightsabers? Because they aren't the ones that she was when she was in the Jedi Temple being trained.
So, fun fact: I did not watch Clone Wars, so I only started watching. I know Ahsoka for like the beginning of Clone Wars, so it was like knowing like she was all like that giddy, like young Ahsoka, and then now like seeing
She's
her
kinda
as
headstrong.
more
Mature.
like mature Ahsoka, it's like very different. And so I'm like, I definitely need to go back and watch that, and then watch Rebels. So I started watching Rebels, so I can get the Sabine Wren backstory of that.
Yeah,
So,
that's good too. Those lightsabers came from Asajj Ventress because she wouldn't have to purify necessarily lightsabers that came from actual Jedis.
No.
So she purified the red sabers back into white sabers.
No, Ventress was bad.
Asajj Ventress, she took out Asajj Ventress and actually got the sabers that she has now.
Got it.
Well, how do you guys feel about her new lightsabers in Ahsoka in the show? Like,
I
I
have
feel
them.
like they're
I own them.
they look like they're like extra long. Is it extra long handle
One's longer than
or
the other.
really short?
She has 2 different sizes.
They're very
Yeah.
samurai-like.
Okay.
If you look at, because I have actually both of the blades, and one has got a slight
Curve to it.
curve to it.
Mhm.
The other one's a straighter one, and I actually have I have a short blade and a longer blade. But in the show, it seems like both of them are almost the same length.
Yeah.
They look like
but-
they're really small.
In the comic
Like
books
daggers.
and like when they came out, it was like, oh, this is the blade for hers, and one is supposed to be kind of shorter, almost like one is a parry and one is play. But we've seen different forms that actually knows how to do. Even working one saber. If you watch the new episode, she fought the new guy with the beard,
I only made it.
Balin.
Balin,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is a very cool character. Which he has an
Balin.
orange blade, and that's the first time we've seen orange blade between him and his
apprentice.
apprentice.
Yep.
In the show, is it
Balin,
red?
Balin,
It's not
Balin.
red.
It's orange?
It's orange on purpose.
Maybe
You
my,
need
maybe,
to
maybe my
adjust your
RGB's off.
Check
on your
your
television. This is curved.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the wrong side. I
Yeah,
have a curved
to the
TV
flat
now. I know
TV,
you joke.
like everybody else has.
Hmm.
It'll be orange.
That plasma is not. The gas is gone.
You got grapes?
So yeah, I heard you ate all his grapes.
Sir, they had them on the table. It was free for all. There was
They
no
were,
sign.
you had guess. They were called guest grapes.
Mm-hmm.
Guess
Yeah.
what? I ate
Yes.
the grapes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, guess what? I have no more grapes.
Guess what? He lives down the street from Publix. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy. No, yeah,
So how does Ahsoka, how does that translate to the Star Wars storyline, the ongoing storyline in a galaxy far, far away? Like, obviously that's is Ahsoka before or after the death of Vader?
That's before. That's when Anakin.
No, it's during.
The new one is
Oh,
Vader's
oh,
dead.
you're talking about? Okay,
No,
I'm going
Vader's
back.
dead.
Vader's
Vader's dead, and
Vader's
what's his
dead.
name has been
Yeah.
redeemed. Anakin's been
So-
redeemed. That's why Anakin.
Oh, that's why he
Shows
came
up
to the
in
story.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He does.
Spoiler alert.
So where does it go with the storyline of Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett?
It's in the same timeline.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same timeline,
All right.
because after Return of the Jedi,
Yeah,
it's 5 to 7 years after Return of the
Gotcha.
Jedi.
because that's when you see if you watch Mandalorian, she shows up in Mandalorian and
Yeah.
she takes Grogu,
That's right.
not Baby Yoda.
Mm.
Baby,
I know.
Great.
Right?
And we got to see Luke, and that's real.
Yeah.
that was bad
Yeah.
too.
That's what's good.
Yeah.
And we know that they actually have interacted,
Mhm.
and we didn't know that before. Right?
That's
That's
true.
the
That's
first
very
time
true.
we actually got to
Yeah.
experience the fact that, okay, we know she knew Anakin because Anakin trained her, and we found out that she knew that he turned into Vader,
Mhm.
but we didn't know if Luke and Ahsoka ever interacted, and now we know that we've seen that,
Mhm.
and that's like a
That is cool.
childhood wanted to know kind of nerd dream kind of thing. It's like, oh, Luke knows Ahsoka. Like, who would beat him? Which one would win?
Who would?
What between Ahsoka and Luke?
Well, who do you think would win between Anakin before Vader, like Anakin at his prime,
Nobody.
against Luke Skywalker?
Anakin.
Oh,
You think Anakin would win?
Yeah, the only reason why Anakin was still the chosen one.
okay.
Yeah.
So
That is
His
true.
midichlorian counts, of whether you like him or not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're off the chain. And even if Yoda's was high,
Mm-hmm.
Anakin's was higher than everybody.
Well, I feel like Anakin, before he became Vader, he focused more on his fighting style and and less on his Jedi ability. I mean, when you see Darth Vader, he focused more on his Force. Like he used more of his Force abilities than he does as a swordsman.
Because he's half robot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and actually, Emperor Palpatine actually put him in a bodysuit
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't like Grievous's.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't as mobile on purpose.
Yeah.
So he wanted him to be burdened,
yeah,
to stay dark.
Yeah.
And he literally could have gave him what the precursor, which is Grievous.
Mm.
Grievous was far more mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was.
what's his name? Vader could have easily got a upgrade.
True.
But that was Palpatine that did that.
So yeah, so I've been reading about like the take on Anakin of being the chosen one, because he was like going to balance the order, right?
Mhm.
Well, Jedi, it was always meant to be 1-to-1, where Jedi was in numerous numbers. Jedi was in numerous numbers, and the Sith were only one or two.
Yeah, it's always two.
There's always two. So it was unbalanced because there was too many Jedi.
That's what I think.
So
I've always felt that way. Yeah.
so
but
he brought balance by killing everybody off and leaving only two. Right? You only had at the end it was like Ben and then Ahsoka still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
and he redeemed
Yeah.
himself as well,
And then-
as the chosen one,
Yeah.
because he had to come back to the light.
Yeah. So, but then because Ben was dead, so now, no wait, but they're both dead at the same time, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
At the Return of the Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
because Ben's already dead.
Obi-Wan is gone.
Obi-Wan's dead, gone. Blah blah blah. But
Yoda passed.
yeah. No. Oh yeah. Yoda passed too in the same movie. So but yeah. So it's not just bring balance to the Force as like having light prevail and everything. It was more like you balance out the characters or the players in the game. So now it was equal. Now it was truly balanced. So he really did do is what he was.
Yeah.
probably
And if you
bring
want
out
to
there.
touch on like 7, 8, 9, which is 30 years in the future,
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
Luke was older, even then when Rey came about, when Kylo came about,
Yeah.
Rey came
Oh, right.
about because they said that light rises when dark rises and light will match it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So somebody with that same balance will come up. So it's always almost like a yin and yang kind
Mhm.
of thing.
Yeah, so if you put that math into perspective, he did do what the prophecy was foretold. It just didn't do it as they thought it was going to do it. So
Well, that's if it's like that, then we have Roku is the next Jedi, or is he not getting trained?
Grogu,
Yeah.
he got trained for they
Yeah.
think it's a couple years. He was with Luke.
Okay.
But
But didn't he turn his back? He wanted to go back when
he's gonna probably be a Mandalorian.
Gotcha.
What do you call him? A change? Not changeling. That's Star Trek. A somethingling.
Yeah.
A baby Mandalorian training and
So-
stuff like that, like
so
a
then-
Sabine, like a Sabine.
So now in Ahsoka we have that we have my goodness, what's her name? The green chick. I forgot her name. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Helen.
I'm sorry, I forgot. But her son.
Let me check the
Is
Wi-Fi
in
and I can get you some information. Oh wait,
You can use this one. You can use that one. But her son's a Jedi.
Her son has
Like Jedi.
No,
Force
she has-
sensitive.
Yeah.
Yes, Force sensitive is different from
Force
being a
sensitive,
Jedi.
yeah. Force sensitive means you could recognize and you can feel it, but you can't wield it.
Or if you with training, you can get stronger with it. You can be force sensitive and not Jedi, because Jedi is more of the
Mhm.
religion.
Yeah.
Sith is
true.
more the religion.
Good point.
And those other, even the Night Sisters, or the ones that with the spinning red blade that Vader and them used.
I don't remember the name.
You know what I'm talking about? They
I
were in
do.
the other.
You just watched the whole episode today.
No,
No,
I,
that's not in that. Oh no,
Yeah, he's in
Most
there.
Merrick's in it,
What episode is that?
and he's got the spinning lightsaber. They're considered. They aren't Sith,
Mm-hmm.
so they aren't part. They red lightsaber. They're dark side, but they aren't part of the religion
Yes.
Gotcha.
because there only can be
The
two.
first two Jedis that we meet in episode 1. Talk about them two.
They're
'Cause
not
they
Jedi's
said-
anymore.
Yeah, but they were like, no, we're not Jedi.
They're just they were part of the order.
Yeah.
Especially
Balin.
was part of the
Yeah,
order.
he was-
But when it collapsed, he went off and became like a mercenary,
Mm-hmm.
a hired hand kind of
Yeah.
thing, and got away from it. So he's not part of that anymore. But when you raise a certain way, you still tend to, even like when you talk about religion,
Mhm.
people still lean toward what they were taught.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
their belief system doesn't
And
go
mannerisms.
stark change.
Yeah.
They may not fully follow what they did, but they still are influenced by what they were trained by.
Very true.
Where you from Asia or whatever culture you are, you still have some things
Yeah.
that play into that. And I feel like it's the same thing when you're dealing with Jedi and Sith, because you still have that influence
Yeah.
or that strength, because that's your base.
Very true. Very true.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that's how a lot of like religions and everything are based off. Like, I grew up Catholic, but I don't go to church all the time. But I have beliefs of
Yeah. The higher sword,
yeah,
higher power.
power source. So whatever. I have
How
more
many
like
Hail
belief in.
Marys is that going to take, sir?
Don't you worry. All right. Where's all those grapes?
We're not sharing the grapes.
Yeah, he's not letting him let this one down.
Well,
So-
I'll be back to your house.
Let
We're
me try
gonna
the cotton candy.
activate
You
the
know,
bubble.
you trying to
Activate
cotton
the
candy
bubble.
grapes are good.
Activate. Oh yeah, those are good.
Those are
Oh,
good.
yeah, yeah, moon grapes. Those are good.
Oh,
too.
those are good too.
Yeah,
The
what?
gumdrop ones are even
Moon?
better.
Yeah, moon grapes.
What?
They're like
They're like oblong.
Yeah,
Oblong,
the
like
oblong
peppercorn.
purple.
You know
No,
about those?
nope.
I'm sure you do.
Sounds like anime food.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anime.
Right.
Oh my goodness! So we gotta keep it moving.
Yeah. So, so we're talking about lightsabers. Talking about Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
What do you guys? Are they were supposed to be remaking the last 3 episodes? The last 3 movies? Is that what's? They were like.
I haven't heard. I've
up
not
and-
heard about
up and
that.
down.
I don't
So,
think
like-
they're gonna redo the 3 last. What with Ray?
Yeah.
They're
No.
not gonna redo
They're not.
Ray. They're not.
They're actually molding it to still fit.
Ah.
If you when you watch the episodes, even with Ahsoka, there's little things that they hint at that it sets the stage for it. Even the implication that when he told Ezra, when she told, you haven't seen that, right?
You saw the last episode?
I did not. I had to
All
stop
right,
at 5.
so they're
Dude, they're like
no-
an hour long.
yeah,
I had
it's
to
like
binge
little
watch-
movies.
You had 7 weeks.
I had 7 weeks.
7 weeks. Where's your time space?
7 weeks?
7 episodes. 7 episodes.
But so
True.
okay, there's hints
Mhm.
in even the Mandalorian, even in Book of Boba Fett,
Yeah.
that leads to 7, 8, 9. What
Okay.
happens with Palpatine coming back?
Mhm.
They imply that. They imply little things about Luke and everything like that throughout that because they know the end game.
Mhm.
So I don't think they're going to shift that.
I don't think
They
they're
may
gonna
push
shift that
beyond.
either. That's not gonna happen.
I didn't hate it.
So do you guys think?
I didn't hate it.
No.
You hated it?
No. I actually like the Star Wars franchise. There are a couple ones I did not. Well, I would not say I didn't dislike. I watched them all.
Mhm.
It was just there's some that I would not go back and watch again.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
I mean,
Only thing I didn't like was she just came out doing too much.
Yes. She's
She
extra.
didn't learn. She didn't
They
learn
made her
anything. It's
extra,
already
bro.
like she
Uh-huh.
already knew it. Like this guy over here, she already like
This
knew
guy's
everything. I
such
mean,
a
she
dick.
fought
Oh
Kylo
my
Ren.
god.
He been training,
Yeah.
Uh
and she still held him off.
huh. Uh huh.
And it's like, okay, you might be gifted, but
I even think
Damn.
what's his name did all right for having no source for force
Who?
powers. The brother from another mother that was stormtrooper, because he got his back cut up.
they
Oh, he got his back.
But he was like, oh hey
split.
Kylo, I don't know how to use this lightsaber.
Wing,
But
wing,
he
wing,
did all right
yeah.
for a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
For a second.
but no, he still had kind of training as a trooper
Yeah.
to handle
He's
weapons.
stormtrooper.
He was
But
battle
he
trained.
still had weapons.
Okay,
training.
He was a
modern.
Jedi trained.
Yeah.
The future stormtroopers are better than the
But
stormtroopers.
they killed that with that
from,
story.
True,
You
they had
never had
no
nobody
end,
who
but
turned
no
from
end.
as a trooper, and they could have did so much more with Finn.
They did.
And they-
That's a
and they
whole. That's a
just-
whole nother.
Well, why? Why? Like, how much? They can't carry a franchise off of. Well, I don't want to say that, but off of one character, especially if the character was once upon a time a stormtrooper.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
That's
that,
a good story.
That's a good story, though.
Option.
He was
He's
raised.
force
Remember,
sensitive.
remember, a
Yeah,
stormtrooper is
I think
raised
so.
like that. You know what I'm saying? But to change and want to do different, that's a story in itself.
Well, he was taken from his family. That wasn't like he wasn't a
Mhm.
All of them
stormtrooper.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The
That's
new,
how they
the new,
acquired
the
them.
new stormtroopers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, after all that time, he was raised up, and then you finally want to turn and go back and do something totally different. That is a story in itself. That's
Yeah.
how a lot of stories are.
That is true. I guess I just like the fact that they gave us this image that Finn was the lead, and he was going to be a Jedi. 'Cause whenever they advertised for the,
And they could have
always had him
that
holding-
and
That's
ran
called
with
false
that.
advertising.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
But
Exactly.
don't worry. They took that, said pull, and blew that right out the sky. So
Yeah. Yeah.
At the last one, they tried to wrap it up and kind of hint that he has some kind of sensitivity, because he a couple times he says, I felt something or used something. They implied that he has something. I mean, probably more than Sabine.
Mm.
You've seen that they're implying, like Ahsoka trained Sabine,
Yeah.
was trying to train Sabine and says Sabine has it, but even that little robot, Hiru, the one that's like very proper
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that, he was like, that's like the worst. Sabine's like the
Oh,
worst,
yeah, he's so
worst
savage.
Jedi
He's like,
I've ever seen. He's seen
she's
thousands of years of them.
He's
He
like,
was
she's a Mandalorian.
she would never get. Yeah, that's
So
what keeps
she's
her
good.
ahead of the
Yeah.
game.
But I will agree with the wayward soul being.
Mhm.
She said I watched more of storyline with Finn. You know, with him in that. I agree with you.
What?
You're looking at the wrong camera.
It doesn't matter. Still doesn't matter.
You on point.
That's how you do it?
Well, so you guys think Ahsoka's gonna save the Star Wars franchise?
Nope.
No? You guys?
Ahsoka?
Yeah, the show.
No, I mean,
Dave Filoni will.
Dave Filoni.
He's
Is he the
the-
guy with the?
He's the one with the hat.
With the hats.
He was tutelage under George Lucas.
Yeah.
So
Well,
because
like
that's the ones that he touched, the
Mhm.
stories that he wrote. Even in The Mandalorian, they said he directed this, meaning he wrote that. Every time
Yeah.
Ahsoka showed up, you watched those episodes,
Uh-huh.
and it was something to watch.
What about
And
John
now he's-
Favreau?
is it John?
Favreau
yeah.
gets all the props in the
I
world
was just saying, I thought
for
he would be
doing
the
bringing
Happy
Grogu
Hogan,
out
man.
Yeah.
and bringing out Mando,
Yeah.
because that's what we like, right?
Yeah.
Man, he did an excellent job.
But
with
him and
that.
Dave Filoni are teaming up. They're like Wonder Twins right now.
Activate.
I'm not touching that. And I know somebody else who want to fight you too, Rico.
Wants to fight me?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
What's up?
Oh,
You want to fight me?
You want,
No.
You don't,
Why do you
don't
want to fight?
Why are we throwing fists?
You don't want.
I
none of
read
the weary
comics.
soul. You don't want none of that.
Who is this?
So much heat.
Is that you?
The weary soul being. You don't want none of that. Sir.
Who is Weary Soul?
Don't worry about it. She'll be out the school in the parking lot.
Okay.
Catch you outside.
Catch you outside.
Weary Soul.
How about
Is
that?
that Henry's mom? You better come to draw night this Friday, or else.
Henri Small.
Henry?
It's
Henry.
a fancy way of saying Henry.
Yeah.
Henri.
Henri.
It's Henri.
Henri. But yeah, I feel as though like when it came down to Star Wars, I was kind of like over it. It was just one story, just photocopied on the next story. It was like,
Sir, I don't
And then
think you
Ahsoka,
appreciate that
like, I-
story far, far away, sir.
well, that's where at first that's where I was trying to keep Star Wars far, far away from me. Like it was, it just got old after a time. It got
Yeah, like it
repetitive,
was
and it was like
Yeah, like
storyline.
original comic
George
or something.
Lucas handed them a script, and they were like, "Ha!" And then they made up the last 3 Star Wars.
Yeah, they
So-
did.
You
So
know?
I even have a defense on that.
Have you seen the superhero movies of the last 10 years?
Yeah, but it's a little different. This is a little bit different. This is Star Wars. It's not.
He
This
sells
is
comic books. He loves superheroes. Look around.
Yeah.
He's gonna defend it.
Yeah, I got to.
But there are heroes in Star Wars. The
I
Jedi,
mean,
like
I just don't.
superheroes.
I don't view it the same. Like you can't change Lord of the Rings. It's already been written. You know, you can't do that. It's a book that has some history to it, and I'm not saying comics aren't like that, but there's no multiverse in Lord of the Rings. There's no multiverse in Star Wars. You know, so stick to it. You know, you can't play off of anything except for what it is.
I'm staying quiet
Man, whatever.
because in Star Wars, technically there's kind of a multiverse, but it's written.
Why?
different.
Why?
Not
There
not
is?
like you're thinking multiverse,
Uh-huh.
because they're trying to get to another galaxy right now. There's
It's
like
far, far away.
far away. And there's
farther-
the world between
it's farther
worlds.
away.
If you watch the Rebels, there's a thing that
Mhm.
plays into that, but it's not written the same way as multiverse that we used to with DC and Marvel. But it still has something, because for a while, I don't know if y'all knew, but we thought Ahsoka was dead.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
true.
Can we talk about space whales though? What is the heck?
Space whales?
The space whales.
It works for me.
What episode was
It's
this?
just like,
6.
I made it to 5.
Wow.
I made it to
Wow.
5.
but space whales show up in Mandalorian too.
Do they? I don't
Grogu
remember.
sees them.
Oh yeah.
He's sitting in a
Oh, yeah.
spaceship and they're like, woo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought that was like a phantom thing. I didn't think that was like
space whales.
that was like mystical, like a cloud or something like that. Yeah.
Go
I
back.
know.
Now you're like,
Yeah,
oh, space
Yeah, I
whale.
go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
gotta back
I
and
go space whale watching.
Space whale watch.
watch it.
I go space whale
Like,
hunting.
ooh, like, yeah, I got to see space. Okay, now let's go back.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so are you guys reading any Star Wars comic books?
No.
You guys think they're going to make an Ahsoka the same way they made
I only-
Mandalorian comic book?
I only read the webcomic on Star Wars.
You said on
Wow.
purpose.
That's
These
wrong.
are the last 3 people you want to say that to.
They had to make it to get it on the internet. We
Sir,
talked
I
about
just
this.
think
We talked about this.
He's just doing
Episode.
that to try to upset you, sir.
We talked about. I'm a pull
You see Mike face? Mike's like, I don't want to talk about this right now.
instigator.
Man.
Anyway, but no, I have not read it.
No? Star Wars comics is cool. Right now, I got a Star Wars Darth Vader comic.
You have a Star Wars comic here?
Yeah, I have 2 whole sections of Star
I was
Wars.
gonna say 2 whole episodes.
How do they sell?
Pretty good, especially
Yeah.
Darth Vader and Alpha, and Star Wars Droids just dropped, and everyone liked cover A and the foil cover, but I don't know if they caught any traction. It's just a pretty looking comic book,
Okay.
so people are buying it because it looks nice.
You talking Captain Alpha still sells?
Mm-mm.
What do you mean
Alpha. It's Star Wars Alpha. I think. Yeah, I want to say it's
Alpha 5 for Power Rangers?
it's
Wow.
IDW.
That's
Star
another
Wars?
galaxy
Okay.
far, far away from
And I know
that.
they got
That's
bounty
interesting.
hunters. That's it,
I
Marvel.
heard coming up they're gonna give the reins back to Dark Horse.
No, they can't. There's too much content with Star Wars, which is owned by Disney, which is
I know.
partnered with Marvel.
I heard.
So-
I almost want to Google it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all
I
keep
doubt it's
talking.
gonna happen. Well, yeah, right now with Marvel
Show him
Comics and Star Wars, they just got finished on the Darth Vader Black, White, and Red, which was amazing. And they also, which is basically 3 or 4 different artists and writers in one comic book. And every few pages they changed like a bunch of short stories, almost like how the Twilight Zone was, where it was just
Somebody else did that too not too long ago. They did a cartoon and they kept changing the artists to give you the different.
jump on top of it. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red is doing it, and also Elektra, Black, White, and Red did it, and Moon Knight also did it. So yeah, like they're using these Black, White, and Red titles to give multiple artists and writers in one comic book.
I like that.
Which is a bunch of short stories, which is
Because
cool.
Continuum does the similar thing.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
So tell us about that. Tell us about your book.
Tell us more.
I before that I have to answer this question.
Oh, okay,
because you said
okay.
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it to you.
All right, what we got?
Multiple series are planned for the new program, with the initial titles being part of Star Wars: The High Republic Publishing Initiative, published in the spring of 22. The relaunch of the Dark Horse Star Wars brand will also include one-shots, graphic novels, anthologies, and more.
Hmm.
So they made a deal. Dark Horse made a deal with Disney.
Hmm.
But it's going to be the New Republic and some
So is
other
it?
stuff.
So you think it's gonna be its own separate storyline, or is
It's
it
just
gonna
like
cross
just
over?
like IDW does stuff with Marvel. I think.
Yeah. I wish Marvel came back with Star Wars Visions. That was amazing.
Oh, that they did a second season.
Well, I mean, like the comic book though.
Oh, the comic book was
Yeah,
good too.
and it only came out
Yeah.
one issue, and that was it. It was
But
one
I mean,
shot.
it's almost like their TV show. The TV show on Disney Plus. It's only 2 seasons of it.
yeah, so it is pretty new.
So it's like I mean, maybe they'll do it again because I mean, it depends on the traction. But I love that idea
Mhm.
because I love the different take on Star Wars. And you know, you throw a lightsaber in an anime and it's cool. You
Yeah.
throw a lightsaber in like a Afro Samurai kind of style,
Mhm.
and that's cool. I'm happy.
That's true.
That
is true.
That was Visions, right?
Yes, Visions had
Yeah.
a little take on
It
it.
looks so cool.
And it implied you see R2D2 with like a little hay hat,
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
little commoner kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
It was
really cool.
almost like Star Wars mixed with a epic Chinese Japan.
Mhm.
Not really anime, but you know those like epic Chinese movies.
Mhm.
Jet Li, Jackie Chan, they do a lot of them.
Mhm.
It was like imagine that fused with Star Wars,
Mhm.
and that was it right there.
Afro Samurai.
Yeah, Afro
Yeah,
Samurai.
such
The
an Afro Samurai
was like
vibe.
not necessarily apocalyptic, but it was like a futuristic like.
What the hell are you doing? Are you
Oh! You got the hot sauce too?
the pork rinds?
You got
Oh
the
my
hot sauce.
God.
It's about to be popping. Oh no, you didn't.
Yes, he did.
This is not an advertisement, but some tapito with chicharroni. And if you black,
really bring all
then
that?
some pork rinds.
and And Hot Ones. What a great YouTube. I like Hot Ones.
That's not gonna work.
This is gonna be a tasting show at
Is
the
that
end of the
Frank's?
episode.
Is that Frank's hot sauce? Because I put that shit on everything.
Where's the Frank's at?
We
No, it's
got
Frank.
the-
It's Tapito. That's why I changed my name from
Oh.
Chicharroni.
We got the.
Why did you bring the hot sauce?
With my chicharrones.
Really?
Oh,
Put
man.
some
You really
hot
got
sauce
those over there?
on your apple there, buddy.
Translation? Poke rind.
Oh, right.
Some poke rind.
The bug rind. So
Some
for
chicharrones.
the real Hispanic
Chicharron.
people, that is tapatio. Okay.
Tapatio.
Tapatio is the real hot sauce.
Chicharoni.
And then for
Oh, that's the last dab?
we got the.
Yo, let's do it.
Oh, we're doing dabs.
This is not the
Oh,
Wing
you're doing it?
show.
You're doing it
so-
too, right?
After what?
Oh,
Oh, that?
The last
Is
dab?
If it's hot.
it's
no,
hot
it's not.
enough.
It's not.
Do we got water up in here? We got milk?
Yeah.
Something.
Let's get Mike one first.
Oh,
There you go.
me first?
Yes. Really
I
get
got like
yes.
ah, minty breath.
There you
There
go.
you go. That's gonna mint it up right there.
How fire? You got water for real?
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
Wow, you heard how you said?
look,
Yeah.
I got a water over there.
You do?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
I'll
2
go
water
in.
left.
But I might need water.
No,
bottle.
I don't know.
We might have to take a break.
I can't get to it.
There
We're
would be no
gonna take a
station break.
commercial
Like,
break right now.
I
guys.
never seen a brown
Wow.
guy turn red.
Here we go.
I got accents all day.
And then, all right. After this, I gotta hit you with some questions. That's what they do
Oh,
on the
yeah,
show.
Yes,
Ready?
sir, because we got.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we like, so.
I put in the chat, sir, too, to if they want to have any
Let it
questions
marinate a little
for our guest, sir.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's what they usually do.
So,
Idris Elba, I can do him. Yeah, so I can do this. It's gonna be all right. A little hot. It's okay. I'm sweating. My teeth sweating right now, but it's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with a good teeth sweat.
Why is it Idris from Louisiana?
I don't even know. That's where I went. That's what happened with that hot sauce. Woo! Okay.
Is
Yeah,
it good?
you need to have
No, that's-
it raw.
Give him a man a carrot so
No,
to
that's-
cool him down.
That
The
one's
carrot.
not hot. This one's a little more spicy. Here, try this one. This is tapatio.
Wow.
What
F?
the fuck?
I am not
You
tasting
did
him. You put hot sauce on it, don't mean I'm gonna taste everything that got hot sauce on it.
There you go.
You gotta put some more in that.
Oh my
You gotta put some more
No,
in
no. You give me that water and we talk.
Look.
So,
that. He got real serious real fast.
a few minutes ago, it may look similar, but I had poke rinds. Now I'm having chicharrones with some tomatillo.
It's
Tapatio.
tapatio.
Not a deal.
I can't even roll an R. You gotta put an R in there.
It was like tapatito.
There literally is no R.
All right. Rapid question. Continuum.
Come
No,
on.
you were talking
Let's
about
go with the question,
random writers or a team of writers and a team of artists, and they collaborate and they basically make one issue with a bunch of short stories. Do you guys collaborate on? Like, how do you do that? Do you guys just trust a writer and an artist to do something?
We've had
Or-
writers come to us, and I feel like I was blessed for two reasons. Our first time we did our second anthology that we did, this man was part of it.
I know
Yeah.
what he's
And-
talking
He's a one-man show. He's an amazing artist. He's creative as far as storytelling.
about. Hold up. Do you hear that, Chris?
Hate him to say that. Though.
Yep.
I saw the hand.
Proper
You
advertising.
just paying him chicharrones.
But it's under the table. Anyways, but like we was able to actually publish one of his first 8 pages of to introduce 8-Ball, and he showed what he had, and it was no brainer. Another person, Peterson Oliveira, he actually does stuff with DC and Milestone now, but he actually published a story about a Brazilian.
Yeah.
And although
The Angel
he
of Sad Hill.
the Angel of Sahel, and although he actually had published it on Kickstarter,
Mhm.
he allowed us to actually take, and he actually curated the 8 pages to give a good enough story
I think the hot sauce is good.
from the book. Yeah, I'm getting a little hot sauce, getting a little hot sauce coming back on there and stuff like that. But
Is this what
he
you're
did
going to
that.
torture again?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brand new. It's like, oh, whoa, our numbers just went up. So those are how those came about. And then me and Rob actually have ideas and stories that we bounce off each other, and I'm usually the artist and do the art for it. There's others artists, because I have a artist that, because I know I'm not a fast enough artist to create as much story as I have in my head, or as much as Rob has in his head, I can't draw as fast. So he has a guy that he uses, an amazing artist that is in Mexico. And then I have a guy I use in Brazil. And I got stuff coming next year that's already pencil and inked. It's just I want to hit harder next year. So this year's been a more a building year.
Yeah. Who's the guy you were talking about in Brazil? I know a guy that lives in
Ricardo?
Rio. Oh no, it's not the guy.
He's
His name is
amazing.
Gabriel.
He actually was watching for a minute, or liked one of our stories on Instagram. Ricardo, Oliver Art, he's an amazing artist. He's doing some big, clean work right now, and I just love what he's doing and stuff.
There's
like
an
that.
artist that draws for Artificial by Ben Fox, and his artwork is amazing. There's a lot. He's coming out of Rio de Janeiro, but the reason why I brought that up, there's a lot of artists coming from Brazil in comic books,
super talented,
and you see them.
Wow.
Not just in mainstream, but you see them in indie comics.
Yes,
and they're low key burning down these mainstream artists.
Oh yeah, and I'm willing to pay
Mm-hmm.
for a solid artist, and he's worth his weight in gold. I mean, I know he's going somewhere. Just like this guy. I can see, you can see art and say they gonna do it whether I'm here or not, and if they can pass by and just bless me a little bit, just bless.
I want to talk. Today, right before we started, I had a customer come in and didn't even know who Marvin was. Came in like, hey man, do you have that issue 2 of Hardcore? I'm interested in it. And the whole time, the creative Hardcore was just sitting right here, right next to him, just keeping to himself, and all modest. But I guess that's nice.
That's me.
And when I was like, yo, bro, why don't you talk to the artist and the creator? He's sitting right there. His eyes lit up. He basically jumped back, and I feel like that's the first time I've ever experienced that in any comic book store. Like, it's very rare that you can go to a comic book shop, if you can find one nowadays, and see a writer or a creator sitting there just hanging out in his world, and to see a fan come in, it was like Christmas. It was like,
and he was stoked.
He
got
literally
pictures, everything. If you watching, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, right, bro.
If you're watching, man, once again, man, I appreciate you, man.
Like, you are his celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was impressed with what you're doing. First thing he did, because he said he just moved down to the area, and so he says, "Where's a comic book store?"
Yeah,
and he found Rico, and which is awesome, because now he's gonna have a fan for life. And he literally came in as we were closing, getting ready for the podcast, and he was like, what do you want? And he's like, boom, I need it. And he was like, I get to meet the guy that I just got stoked about, and I need to see more and stuff like that.
That's what's up. That made his day. And you that's your fault.
But that also made
both of you guys.
That also made my day too as well. Like I said, a lot of guys, once they start doing stuff like this, they get. I don't want arrogance. I don't want to be big headed stuff like that. But the fact point of it is, it's without, if you don't have fans, then you can't get fame. So it's like, if it wasn't for them, then it couldn't be me. It'd just be me at the house drawing stuff. But in order for that to happen, that was a great experience for me too. I love that. That makes me want to go back to the house, pull out more stuff, and put more stuff out because of people like that, and that was just like, he was unexpected. I was caught off guard by that as well too. So thanks again, Aiden. And like I said, man, just stay in contact with me, and I promise you'll get more stuff, man.
Yeah, it was pretty special to see. Like, not to fluff your head over here, Marvin, but no, but on all serious.
This guy's here talking about fluffing stuff.
My hair.
That's HR.
I got
fluffing.
my haircut today.
Oh, Silver Fox.
Oh, Silver.
Anyway, no, but on all serious matter. On a serious matter, like, I mean, it's really special to be able to walk into a comic shop and then you're coming into looking for the comic book you're trying to get, and then you actually meet the artist. Like, I mean, us, growing up, how much would have you given? How much would have given to walk in and talk to your Jim Lee or all these other big artists growing up and going to comic book shops, and then you go in a million comic book shops, growing up, and then have to be able to walk into and take the picture with them and not be at like a con where like I gotta fight through 50 million people and whatever and just stumble upon them and you're just hanging out because you know Marvin's just another guy, another dude, and we're just hanging out.
And I honestly, I don't care how fame hits you and stuff like that. I'm always gonna be I'm just gonna be a regular guy, you know. And that's how I like to keep it. That way, you're more approachable and people can talk to you and stuff. And that's how you know what your fans want, and that's how you listen to your fans so you can give out more of what the fans want.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you become untouchable, then you lose touch with your fan base. And that's just not me.
Yeah, if you bring grapes, we'll never leave.
I feel like even as an artist and illustrator now that's actually published.
Yeah.
When I finally got to meet some people, I read their comic books or read the newspaper. I met Alex Saviat, who did the comic strips with Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm. Who was the one I studied under that I met at Tampa?
Oh, Arvell Jones.
Arvell Jones.
Yes, he made Misty Knight. He actually helped with co-created Misty Knight.
For Luke
but
Cage
like,
and stuff.
yeah, and I it's like those kind of moments when you meet them. It's like I tell myself inside my head, I'm freaking out because if I could tell 8-year-old me, you're gonna get to meet him and like sit down and talk to him, and it's like I didn't even talk about comic books. We just talk about digestion and like really basic old people stuff, you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh yeah, man, I can't eat that no more. And it's like, whoa, I'm having this conversation with him, and it's like it's so ordinary, it's exciting. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of stuff is like everything.
Yeah. Oh, you're lactose intolerant too? Awesome. Man.
Yeah, me too, man. Happened at 35. They're like, wow, these are real conversations because you would love to just sit in front of him and watch him draw. And I've sat with him, watching him still draw, and that's still awesome. But talking about normal stuff. Like life stuff. And it was like, what? And it was like, and I've had a couple of them. Even I met John Romito Jr., I met Jim Lee, and I met some of these greats, and then some of them was like Bagley, who draws Spider-Man. He was like, "Why aren't you doing this full time? See my art." He said, "Why aren't you doing it full time?" And I get goosebumps because I'm like, and you have somebody that's like to me legends that you was looking at when you was 7 or 8, grabbing a comic book. We didn't put them in these cases, and we like thumbing pages through their stuff, and then like they're like, "Why aren't you doing this?" It's like that's what I needed. That's and it was like I'm invited to the cookout.
Yeah, basically, you in now, bro.
Right? And you feel like, all right, I belong here, because you don't always feel like you belong. You're just like, man, nobody's figured me out yet, right?
Yeah. Well, I actually do have a question based off of what you just said. Like, you have your own comic book company, Continium, right?
Yes.
If you was to get an offer to go to a mainstream,
yes.
Damn, that was fast.
Wow.
You sell out.
But it's not sellout. It's like,
yes.
First of all, making Continuum is to help me and everybody else get to the next step.
Yeah. So what would you do?
Because if you don't produce anything, if you don't publish anything, if I can't push you, get this stuff out. Let me put a few pages in there. Then you go, man, I did it. Yeah. And I can read it, I can touch it, I can smell it.
But you wouldn't,
and it pushes you further. No. Because I still allow that happen. If they're not going to take my stories, they're not going to take my character. They don't want. They may not want Eclipse, but I still Eclipse got stories. Even if I can get another writer or another artist to draw my character while I'm working and doing if you give me Batman, give me a chance to do Batman and Spider-Man.
That I wanted to ask about leading to that is how can an artist protect their characters? By going from your own company, and then now you get picked up by DC or Marvel or some mainstream comic book company. Now, how do you protect how do you keep your characters?
Well, first of all, you don't never sell your IP. You lease it to them for a certain amount of time to use it. Just like Marvel, you ever see how Sony and them? They have a certain amount of time to do so many movies in a certain amount of time. If not, it reverts back to Marvel. So they'll drop out a shitty movie, and they'll be like, "Oh, we still retain the rights to that."
Y'all ever wonder how Angel?
Yeah, so you never got cut you off. You never sell your IP. You lease it to them.
So therefore, when you lease it to them, you can't do anything with it. You have to cease making, say, Eclipse Comics until that contract is up.
Possibly, it depends on what you sign.
Yeah, it depends
That's
on
what the
what you put in the
contract
contract. That's why you get a lawyer and
Okay.
sit down and go through all that legal.
It's just, I know a lot of people
This
don't
is not
know
legal
the
advice.
I just know a lot of people don't. They read comics, but they don't know the behind
Well,
the
that's
scenes.
the
you know?
business. That's the business side of it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people
That's
don't know
the
that. They
business
just know
side
pretty
of it.
colors, great storyline, you know. But they don't know what artists go through. They don't,
Yeah.
you know, they don't know that
Give you an
struggle.
example. Angel, who showed up, was in Spawn and
Angela,
Angela.
Is it Angela?
Yeah.
She was in
Yeah,
Spawn, and now
yeah.
she's in Marvel.
Now she's with.
now
She's been in
she's
Marvel forever.
now she's just a picture on the wall.
Is she Marvel? Or, I thought-
No,
is
yeah,
Marvel?
she
She's
went
Marvel.
to. I started out with her first debut was in Spawn, and it was under issue 20. It was like issue 13,
Oh, I'm thinking-
14.
And
something
that's
like that.
Image
I'm thinking
Comics.
about
It was
Grifter.
an
I'm
Image.
thinking about Grifter and them. Grifter
Oh.
and them.
Yeah, Angela.
DC.
She's like red hair. she's
Young
like
Bloods.
Yeah.
bikini armor.
Yeah.
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 Angela.
And
Kind of a
then
Thor type of character.
and then she went with Marvel to be Thor's sister.
Yeah, now, yeah, you're right. Because she's.
Yeah.
I was just saying she's
But
supposed to be
she
somebody's
started
sister
in
now.
Image.
Mhm.
Very
And
solidly with Spawn.
And now
Yeah.
she's just a poster on someone's
But
wall.
it was
now.
somebody, and if I'm not, I forgot who it wasn't. It wasn't Todd McFarlane's character,
No.
and so that's why I was able to shift, and it was written that way. So Marvel may have rights to her.
Right.
It has to have rights to her because they publish her.
And you know, speaking
And-
of that, like I don't stop McFarlane and Venom. That's Venom is his character, or is it Sam DeLaFalco?
But that's different because
No,
you're creating for
Yeah,
Marvel
by
and
that time,
DC.
Well,
it was
that's what I'm
that's when it
talking
was
about.
drawing
Like,
for Marvel.
Like if you're drawing, if you're bringing your comic book or your character to another comic book company, now that character is now under another company's
Yes.
base. Like you wouldn't have a Marvel character. I mean, you wouldn't have a Marvel comic with Eclipse,
No.
and then have Continuum
No.
next to it.
No. Perfect example. Deadpool. Rob Liefeld created him or co-created him.
Co-created.
Co-created him. He gets residuals.
Okay.
Misty Knight, Arvell Jones,
Yeah.
designed that character for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
When the movies come out, when she shows up on shows, Arvell got a check.
Yeah.
Liefeld gets a check. Those guys get a check when he shows up in a movie, when he shows up in the comic book. It's royalties to it.
I was gonna
So
say that.
they don't own the right to the character, but they help design and create that character. That it was something that was done back with what's his name just passed. That he fixed a lot of help was part of that. Who passed last? No. Who?
Artist, comic book artist.
Yeah, Neil Adams.
Oh yeah.
Neil
Okay.
Adams is pivotal to people getting rights to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He did the Bill Finger thing, so Bill Finger could get rights to Batman.
Well, so
and
his family,
his
yeah.
family can get money, and it's a legacy. And
Yeah.
they get checks because of stuff that happened, and all that stuff happened where they could get residuals. Like Rob Liefeld, he doesn't promote Youngblood or any of that stuff that's on Image anymore,
Mhm.
but he promotes Deadpool all the time because he co-created a character. He getting
And
checks.
plus, Daredevil's
Believe
the
that.
one that's making the most money out of all of them.
But he's getting checks. Yeah, he's getting checks.
You guys hear about Daredevil?
Jim Lee gets checks for Gambit.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Because he made Gambit.
Wow.
Yeah,
He gets checks.
Two
It may not be a lot,
2
but he's
cents,
still
so-
getting.
You know you're getting a lot.
Well, I mean, he works for DC.
He works
Yeah,
for
he don't
DC,
care.
like
He got
yeah.
Wildstorm over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking when you were saying about other stuff. I was like, Grifter and all of them, they're with he blended them into the DC
Mhm.
with the
He getting checks for that.
yeah. Grifter
But he
was
did
cool,
sell that to DC.
though. He did.
But he works for DC.
Mm.
He runs DC.
So he sold it.
So
himself.
it's like,
He sold
oh
it to
yeah.
himself.
Well, that was a chess move because he wasn't that big.
Yeah.
He was just an artist, and he sold Wildstorm to them, and they kind of shelved it.
Mhm.
But they did they cross gen. Marvel owns the rights to all cross gen characters, but they just put it there.
Yeah.
They own the characters now because the company went defunct. I don't know if y'all remember when Bart Sears and Ron Mars
Yeah.
was creating comics. This is in the '90s, and they had brought back a studio thing, and it felt the company started falling apart, and they sold the rights to Marvel, and Marvel haven't used any of those characters in that time. And I only know that because I've done stuff for the Marvel stuff, and it says you're not allowed to use these characters, even though we own them. You can't use it because I've done
You
Marvel.
talking about with Fairchild
I've done Upper Deck,
and all of them, all like
all of that. No,
Next Gen?
Fairchild. That's the Image.
That's Image. Okay.
No. I'm talking about cross gen It's if you look up cross-gen, it's a few other ones. Even the Ultraverse. I don't remember the Ultraverse.
I don't remember Octoverse.
Silverline creator
Uh-huh.
used to work for another
I know what you're talking
publishing
about.
company. He worked for them.
Yeah.
Marvel bought those characters
Eclipse?
too, and they just sitting.
Yeah.
They sitting. You can't touch the characters. But I did cards. I did for Tops. No. Upper Deck.
Mm-hmm.
A Marvel Upper Deck project, and they send you a thing, and it says you can't. Even though Marvel owns these characters, you cannot use any of these characters. You have to use these characters, and then they give parameters on it. So that's how I even know that they owned them. Then I looked it up, and yeah, they bought the rights to them. But they just sit on this stuff.
It's okay. Disney will own everything soon enough.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 companies in the world.
Right.
Amazon did.
And BlackRock.
Yeah, we don't have a
BlackRock?
Batman,
BlackRock.
but we
I
have a
love
Lex
BlackRock.
Luthor.
It's
Yeah.
an investment company.
There you go. It's coming.
Amazon is Lex Luthor. What's his name? All day.
Yeah.
He even got a laugh. Please don't sue us.
Look,
Yeah, all computer shuts down.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, guys. We had a lot of topics today. We went all over the place.
I guess we brought back the pop into culture.
Bazinga, look at that. Pop into culture. So to wrap this up, let's get back on track and talk about you and Eclipse and where that's headed.
Yeah, where can we find your stuff? Where
Right here at Reflection Comics.
Where's the Reflection Comics?
And guess what? If you come out,
Located in Punta Gorda,
you
Florida.
also can get a card that goes with it. And
Let me
it gives
see.
you a breakdown
Let me
on the
see.
characters.
Wow.
And
Oh.
a breakdown on the villains.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about this. We just
The
talked
Redeemers.
about it. Yeah.
So if you notice, if you put these together, these characters are very are the same characters in the storyline.
Let me see.
And they were sent out to redeem themselves because they get themselves into some mess, but also try to redeem or get a hold of Eclipse to have him go to the mainland to do real hero stuff because they think that the government thinks that he's better used not in Hawaii but better used in the States.
Mhm.
So they
Is
go
he
get
gonna
him.
Is he be coming to Fort Myers?
He don't want to leave his area because
Okay.
nobody's going to protect his islands but him. And
Really?
he's on his own.
Does he wear blues?
There's plenty of superheroes in the States.
I was gonna say,
All your superheroes are in New York.
Yeah.
All your superheroes are in LA.
Yeah.
All these superheroes are all over the United States.
Not
They can
Florida,
be there.
except for
But
Hawaii.
Hawaii sits there in the camp. They sitting by themselves.
Wait, do we have any Florida superheroes?
Yeah.
A-Ball.
I mean,
Hardcore. The Hit Squad.
There's
True.
actually a character
True.
that I think Marvel owns called Florida Man. No, maybe it's not.
no.
Orange Man. It's an orange thing.
I used to sell Florida Man comics in here. And
Marvel owns
it
an
was
orange
weird.
character. It's an
Yes.
orange man thing.
Huh?
It's an orange that they designed for the orange juice companies, but Marvel owns them.
Have
I
you
looked
read
it up.
Florida
I
Man?
did a
No.
commission.
Sunkist.
So, have you guys ever read Florida Man?
I haven't.
All right.
Florida Man has a girlfriend. Her name is Black Dildo. I just wanted to say that
Oh.
live.
I just.
Yeah.
I don't-
Check out Florida Man.
I'm just gonna wash
If
my
you
hands.
come to Reflection Comics, and I'll order them for you. They're not a good comic,
Man.
but then again, it's an entertaining comic. It's making fun of Florida or Floridians, and all around, it's just an entertaining comic.
The reason there's no Florida heroes because there's nothing to invade in Florida.
You shut your mouth.
What?
There's no
There's no like World Trade Center. There's no like economy.
no gold.
Are
no-
you
no,
silly? You don't know
What
about your
about our
Florida
dope-
economy, sir. We'll
What,
talk about that later.
Oranges
What?
in Disney World.
Yes.
And the
And our
space
hot
program.
springs.
And our hot
Duh.
springs. Yeah.
Minerals.
Yeah, they all come here to relax. That's it. I was there.
The villains come. I am going to take over Florida. It's like after I get out of this hot tub. After we finish chilling at Sandals.
Yes. After they all had a day in Disney, they're like, okay, back to taking over the world.
Right.
Like, yeah. So that's
Well,
why.
well,
I'm going back to New York.
Yeah, let's go back to
Well,
New York.
back to New York.
According to the weary soul being, she says that Hawaii needs protection from 2 new supervillains that just popped up after the fires.
Are you talking about The Rock and Oprah
Oprah
Winfrey? Yo,
It's rock.
And Eclipse got something for them. Although I would, if they was making a movie about Eclipse, the Hawaiian hero, I'd be game with it. With the Rock playing my character.
Rock play.
Just saying. Just saying.
He's a double agent.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
man.
Wow.
So Mike, so tell us, where can we find your on social? Or do you do?
Yes,
videos?
you can find me at if you go to our the Eclipse at Eclipse.
Get it back.
At Eclipse Comic.
Reads that way.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing, because I know he's gonna edit it and it's just gonna make it look good afterwards.
I'm just gonna make it pop every.
Just do this, and it pops up like that. Or no, or just do this.
The underscore Eclipse underscore comic. And then artist MJS, you can find me with my fedora on. Not on today.
You be doing some smooth
I am
shit.
working on issue 2. Issue 1 is out, and you can get it right here at Rico's shop. And we have like multiple anthologies that we've created with multiple creators in it. I've done a couple stories in some of the 3 books that we put out that are anthologies. You can even see 8 Ball's first appearance, kind of thing, which is totally awesome. And I'm I'm blessed to have that. And I can't express like Peterson, who's doing stuff with DC and Milestone now.
Peter said
he's going to be here in November
because he's too big. You have to.
It's too big.
Peter
He's not too
said
big.
he's going to be here November 11th.
Awesome.
Sir, we had to.
Yeah, it had to be on a Saturday.
Shifted on a whole day. Peterson,
You going to be here?
Yes, sir. I'll come. I'll show
You
up.
going to be crammed on a Saturday?
I don't have to be. I just want to be a fly in the room.
We're gonna cram it all in.
Look, we just have you like laying across the.
Yeah,
we're gonna push this back.
That side profile.
For what?
November 11th. We gotta do a podcast on that day.
Okay.
If you don't like it,
Okay.
Let me check
you
the
don't like
calendar.
it, buddy.
Check the calendar.
I didn't
goodness.
forget.
You forgot.
Is it my calendar?
All right.
You don't
If
like
it's on
it.
the calendar, I didn't forget.
If you don't like it,
So, yeah. So you can go to Continium Comics, Continium COMIX.com, and if you go there, you can purchase our comics online. You can buy digital. You can actually buy some physical copies. But like I said, if you're in Punta Gorda or Fort Myers, take that little trip and come on up to Reflection Comics.
where is it located?
In Punta Gorda, Florida. And I want sunshine to come out of my palms when I do that. Florida.
Look like.
He's like, and a rainbow just showed up. He's like, I don't think that's what he wanted. He didn't look for the rainbow.
A rainbow come out your ass.
Unless Skittles is on the other side, right? You okay if there's Skittles?
Yeah.
Or you rather not a rainbow?
I like gummy bears. I think that just made it sound worse.
Gummy bears,
Bouncing
there and everywhere.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears.
We are the gummy bears.
And they just told their age.
And that's
I'll say it
Reflection
on
Comics.
YouTube.
I don't think so.
Do you want to wrap it up? Chris, you got something to wrap it up?
I just gotta eat some more of my chicharrones, but I'm good there.
I
Yeah.
think you should always wrap it up.
Well, tune in the next 2 weeks for the next exciting episode of Damn, They Still at That Table?
Same bat channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
This has been Reflection Comics, popping the culture. Guy on the right, Chris, Mr. Make It Nerdy. Guy on the far left, Marvin McDonald. Swerve
I am the
reverse.
Swerve.
The Swerve, sir. If you look up at your first star you see tonight is going to be Marvin winking back at you.
Twinkling.
And Mike Seale. Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you for having fun and eating hot stuff.
Yeah. I
And
made it.
I'm sorry I didn't give you no hot sauce. I mean, I didn't give you no water. I can't get
He
to
made
it.
it. He made it through.
But we good.
So,
All right. Once again, Reflection Comics presents Popping the Culture. Catch you guys later. Peace.
later.